In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? We felt that our music video used and conformed to certain forms and conventions of the real media products because we felt that in this particular genre they use a lot of band performance, and in our music video it was about 50-50 band performance and narrative.
Is this your wife? What a nice throne. Is this your life?
Another thing that we did was we conformed with typical gender stereotypes in a way that the man was seen as physically superior to the woman as well as being more violent. When we were researching similar bands and artists, we came across the artist Alt J, and their video for Breeze Blocks was real inspiration for us for our music video. We felt that by following kind of this video and using it as a template, we were able to conform to the forms and conventions of real media products, as well as just it give us an idea of how we would convey our murder scene in it as well. The reason we thought this one was really good was because it was similar in the idea that the murder is kind of done a bit in reverse to the music video, as well as the fact that it's kind of dark and eerie, and it's kind of done in slow motion as well, which we have also done. Another music video that we found was Gaskin Ruckus's music video for the song Pieces. Gaskin Ruckus is already a similar artist to More Than Conquerors, and we explain about that in our blog. But we felt that it was just very well put together. We liked how they used their optical flow, and we also liked their performance scenes because unfortunately the Alt J one was completely narrative, so we didn't have that much inspiration for a narrative in that one. But however, when we found Gaskin Ruckus's video, we were very inspired by their performance, as well as the performance seemed to be slowed down, and like it was all done in slow motion, but at the same time it was hitting all the beats of the song. So we just thought that was real inspiration, and it was something we really wanted to try to capture with our music performance as well. Another way we conformed to these forms and conventions was that music videos of this genre are typically kind of dark and eerie, and in that way we built our scene around this dark and eerie kind of atmosphere and feel, as well as we used this effectively when it came to our chaos scenes in terms of running and the chase. One way we felt that we didn't conform to the forms and conventions of real media products in music videos and just any other form of media product was that we didn't go for the stereotypical cheesy happy ending, but instead we decided we would use kind of flashes, flashbacks, and just random different sequences of scenes that our audience had already seen. So it was reliving the events in their head so that they could make up their mind whether or not our main character would go to heaven or to hell, whether or not he gets his happy ending. And basically we felt that through this we weren't conforming to any other real media products, and instead we were creating our own unique slant on it. How effective is the combination of your main product and ancillary text? We felt that our main product and auxiliary text were in conjunction with each other in terms of our website and digipack and the narrative of the video, because they reflect the darkness and the eeriness of what we felt the lyrics were symbolising, and as well they didn't give away any of our narration too much, but as well at the same time keep it intact with it. We felt that the website deals more with the performance, as it includes more of band photos than our digipack would have. In our digipack, we kind of use a combination of love as well as death, and this also represents our narrative in the terms that there is a suicide and a murder, as well as the love between a wife and a husband. On our front cover, we have a skeleton in a coffin, and surrounding him we have two rings, in which one says to have and the other says to hold, as well as we have a dagger and an eye, and this eye symbolises the all-seeing kind of morals of our audience in terms that they think, is our protagonist a good guy or is he a bad guy? On our middle covers on the inside we have two hands. These hands would symbolise kind of hand-holding of a relationship, however they are torn apart from each other and they are kind of distorted in a way, and this shows that their love has been distorted by death and they are no longer together but apart. On our back cover we have basically a shot kind of from our actual scene, and it's the trees with the light of the torch and the fire. We just believe this symbolises our running scene, and it linked quite well with our main product. In our middle cover we have broken glass, and this represents how the marriage is broken, but not only that, but also how he himself is now broken, and he is in different shards of himself. What have you learned from your audience's feedback? As soon as we were finished editing and filming our final piece, we allowed some lower six and some of our close friends to come in and watch our video along with the other group. The first thing that everyone brought up was our acting. Unfortunately for us, we couldn't exactly hire some professional actors, and we also couldn't get people out of class to help us film because we felt that it wasn't fair on them and their education for other subjects. So we made the decision to act ourselves, and the thing was that the acting wasn't exactly up to standard, and some people thought it was rather hilarious and kind of funny whenever we were putting close-ups of Neve's face and she's crying and Danny's shocked face. So that was definitely some feedback that we needed to try to work on. Some more feedback that our audience gave us was that our narration wasn't that easy to understand, so we felt that we needed to change it, especially in the heaven scene, because people didn't feel like it was suitable that our main protagonist did such an evil deed and then got his happy ending. So we thought we'd change it, make it more kind of in his mind, is he going to heaven, is he not going? And therefore we leave the narration up to the audience, and we involve them in a way so that they now make up their mind whether or not he was a good guy all along, or if he truly deserves his happy ending for one bad mistake he made. Another form of feedback that we also got was that our video was kind of too static with our shots, so we felt that we needed to then add in a further wide variety of shots. Therefore, when it came to our band performance, we felt maybe if we used less kind of just on the tripod shots, instead we did handheld shots where we moved in and out. We also did that in the chase scene to make it more energetic and just faster paced. Some of the feedback that we got in which people liked was they liked the falling scene. They thought it was quite dramatic, and they didn't really understand how we managed to film it, how we managed to edit it, and actually how we got our main protagonist to fall, because people thought he would be really injured. Another thing that people liked was that our tempo and our action were kind of joined together, in which our action fitted with the tempo and it didn't seem out of place or out of motion. People really liked our mise-en-scène in terms of our costume. They felt it was really relative to the characters, and they also liked our lighting, although something we did struggle with our lighting was because it was so dark when we were filming the chase scene, we couldn't exactly see Danny, so our props for our torches came in really handy with the lighting as well. How did you use media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? In our research, we used several websites such as Prezi and Blogger to compile similar bands and videos, as well as kind of create a range of shot types we wanted, as well as a range of effects that we saw in these videos. We were able to find these audience through websites such as Last.fm, YouTube and SoundCloud. We felt these were very, very effective in finding similar artists and also giving us ideas of what we wanted to do. For planning, we used Final Cut Pro to kind of make our animatic in the way that we would get the seconds of the song to be in sync with the shot types we wanted. We believe this gives us a solid idea of how we wanted our image to look, but in terms of drawings rather than real life. Another thing we used for planning was our Facebook group, and this was our own private Facebook group in which we would arrange meetings and kind of share similar ideas. Another thing we used was Blogger, in which we would give a list of locations we wanted to use. For the construction of our final piece, we used Photoshop for our digipack in a way that we were able to mess around with different fonts, different colours, and kind of insert photos that we had drawn on black card with white chalk, and upload them straight to Photoshop and create our digipack. We use these drawings because More Than Conquerors have similar drawings and similar photo ideas for their digipacks, so we thought this was a very good idea. For the website, we used a website called Wix in the construction of that, and it was ridiculously helpful in making our website. And we also used Final Cut Pro to construct our video as well as edit it. In terms, we used optical flow to kind of slow down the wife's death and make it more effective and dramatic for our audience, as well as kind of change the contrast and colours of some scenes to kind of create more light or create a darker sense, or even symbolise the flashbacks. For our evaluation, we made a Facebook group, and this was public to anyone we felt would appreciate the genre of music, as well as some of our friends. On this, we would post our video ideas, similar videos, just ideas in general of our narration, as well as our finished product, so that we could get feedback from the people. We felt that this feedback was good and bad, and it helped us in creating our completely finished product. Another thing we used was Twitter, and we used Twitter to kind of tweet out ideas and just to follow other bands and see their kind of ideas as well. And we were finished, we also tweeted out our final project there, and they tweeted us back some relative feedback. We posted our video on YouTube, and if you scroll down you could see comments